Hi, I'm Chris Haigh and this is the Fiddle channel, and today I'm going to talk to you about Klezmer backup fiddle. If you're playing Klezmer and you're the only soloist, or you're playing solo, then this is not a question that's ever going to arise. But if you do play in a band where someone else is playing melody as well as you, particularly if that person is a clarinet player, then you need strategies to avoid getting in each other's way. And I do play a lot with clarinet players, and one in particular, and he absolutely hates it when I play what he's playing. So we have an understanding that we will swap the melody backwards and forwards, and the fiddle has an advantage over the clarinet in that when I stop playing the melody, the fiddle is able to do lots of different things, whereas the clarinet isn't really very well adapted to any kind of rhythm playing, but the fiddle is. So I'm going to show you some of the strategies that I have. I've played in all different sizes of Klezmer band and Simca band, and probably the most ridiculous was a duo, just fiddle and clarinet. Often you will turn up at a wedding and you'll be told what to do and who you're going to be playing with, and on a couple of occasions I've been told I'm going to be just doing a wedding reception with a clarinet player, and the clarinet player was not really able to help me, but I was able to help the clarinet player a lot with backup, and that's what I'm going to try and show you now. So we're going to use the tune Simmentoff Mazeltoff, which I recently did a melody video of, and I've recorded my fiddle, and that's what I'm going to play it against. So you've got lots of different options. One of the most straightforward would be for a, let's say, a D minor chord to do what a bass might do. So we're starting on the root, which in this case is D, and we're alternating that with the sixth below, which is the same as the third above. So we're doing that on the beat. Let's just hear what that sounds like, and we'll go through just the first section doing that. So it's pretty easy to do. I was doing a few little fills like that kind of thing, so I'm really just thinking like a bass player, and of course if there was a bass player, he or she would be pretty annoyed with that as well. You can improve that by doing double stop or drone on the first note. So for the D I'm doing both a D and an A note, and then F with an A under it, G with a B flat under it, that kind of thing. So let's just hear a bit of that. You could also try doing some longer notes. So for into the second section, so we're kind of thinking a bit like a bass player, but also a bit like a guitarist as well. And I do have a video all about choosing two-note chords, which you might find useful in this context. Let's hear all the way through from the beginning, and I'll do a selection of those different ideas. there's another alternative rhythm that you can do, and it's actually a much more interesting one, and it's the 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. And if you hear a good klezmer drummer, you will hear them doing this a lot, and you can slip in and out of it. So as you go from one section to the next, you can change from the 4/4 feel to the 3/3/2 feel. So with single notes, it would be. And you could do the same thing but with double notes. You can, instead of doing that, do that, do that, you can just do. Or you could do all of the eighth notes. So we're still doing the accents of the 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2, but we're not doing any crotchets, it's all quavers. And this is best done right down at the heel and with really short bows. Let me just show you all of those in one version. There's one other rhythm that you could use, and that's what I think the gypsies call a duva. This is actually probably the most traditional. So you're doing a long bow, but you're splitting that bow with a dig in the middle. Personally, I don't find this very economical. There's quite a lot of work involved in doing that, but if you're playing in a real old-fashioned klezmer band where authenticity matters, then that might be the one to go for. The third alternative is playing a harmony, and an upper third is usually a good idea. You definitely don't want to do very much unison with the clarinet because the pitch of the clarinet and the sound are very similar, but your ornamentation is going to be very different, so you're going to be fighting against one another a lot. So if you do unison, do it an octave apart, but if you're going to be in the same pitch range, then go for the harmony. And I've got here a version which is just a third above. what I did at the end there, as you could see, was a high trill on the D, and this will work through. I think this only really works on this tune through the last section, but it's very effective, and it's the kind of thing that I have learned from watching clarinet players and seeing what they do. So I'm going to give you to play out a range of these different ideas, melody, harmony, dipping in and out, and that's what makes it really interesting doing playing like this. If you're just playing the melody all the way through, by comparison it's really boring, both for you and for whoever's listening, and for the poor long-suffering clarinet player. So I do recommend that you master all of these techniques and make it a lot more fun for everyone concerned. If you would like a copy of the dots for this lesson, then do subscribe, send me an email, and I'll be happy to send it to you. See you again soon.